What if the workers sabotaged Nazi trucks without ever touching the engines? As the Nazis forced them to build military trucks, the workers allegedly found a clever way to fight back. They secretly altered the dipsticks, marking the full line lower than it actually should have been. That meant every oil check looked normal even though the engine was always running with too little oil. Over time, the lack of lubrication slowly destroyed the engine from within. Eventually, it would grind itself to a halt, leaving the truck stranded, a tiny mark on a dipstick, causing an entire military vehicle to fail.
Here's a key question I would ask about this story. Could something as simple as changing the full mark on a dipstick actually destroy a truck engine? From a mechanical standpoint, yes. The basic idea is surprisingly plausible. An engine needs oil for several important reasons. It lubricates moving parts, helps carry heat away and reduce friction between components that are moving thousands of times per minute. Inside an engine, parts like the crankshaft, connecting rods, camshaft, and piston assemblies depend on a reliable supply of oil. And this is where the alleged sabotage becomes interesting. A dipstick is basically a measurement tool. It doesn't directly measure whether the engine is healthy, it only tells you approximately how much oil is in the oil pan. So, if someone deliberately changed the reference mark, the person checking the truck could get a completely misleading reading. It's basically like moving the 100% line on your phone's battery indicator and then wondering why the phone keeps dying. But there's an important scientific detail here. Running an engine slightly low on oil doesn't automatically mean instant engine failure. Engines are designed with some tolerance. If the oil level is only a little below the manufacturer's recommended amount, the engine might continue operating normally for quite a while. The real danger comes when the oil level gets low enough that the oil pump can no longer maintain a consistent supply. Imagine the oil pump as the engine's delivery service. Its job is to move oil to the places that desperately need it. If there isn't enough oil available, the pump can start pulling in air instead of a continuous stream of oil. And oil is very different from air when you're trying to protect metal surfaces. Once lubrication becomes inadequate, friction and heat increase, bearings can begin wearing rapidly. Components can become damaged, and in extreme cases, a bearing can seize or the engine can suffer catastrophic failure. So, the sabotage wouldn't necessarily be put less oil in and the truck immediately explodes. It would be much sneakier. The vehicle could pass a routine inspection because the dipstick says everything is fine. Then, after enough time and use, the engine could gradually accumulate damage. And there's another fascinating factor. Engine oil doesn't just disappear because the engine is low. Depending on the engine's condition, oil can be consumed through burning, lost through leaks, or simply remain below the intended level. That means starting with an already insufficient amount could make the situation progressively worse. However, there's a big historical caveat. The specific story about workers deliberately modifying dipsticks is often repeated as a wartime sabotage legend, but the exact historical evidence for particular versions of the story can be difficult to establish. So I would be careful about presenting every detail as proven fact. Still, the underlying mechanical principle is real, and honestly, that's what makes the story fascinating. It demonstrates how a machine doesn't always have to be attacked directly. Sometimes, you can interfere with the information humans use to maintain the machine. The mechanic thinks oil level looks good. The engine thinks, please send help. And eventually the engine may have the final word. If someone actually wanted to prevent this kind of failure today, the solution is pretty straightforward. Use the manufacturer's specified dipstick. Verify the correct oil level and capacity. Inspect for leaks, motor oil pressure, and follow proper maintenance intervals. because when it comes to engines, trusting the measurement is great, but only if the measurement itself hasn't been sabotaged.